Paige Bueckers pulled up to Unrivaled looking like a different player, and not just because she's 2-0 and cooking people in a new format. Fans noticed it, broadcasters noticed it, and very publicly, Azzi Fudd noticed it. The WNBA Rookie of the Year used this offseason to do more than just keep her shot sharp. She's clearly been living in the weight room, and now her arms, shoulders, and overall frame have people talking. When your own girlfriend is joking with the media about how jacked you've gotten, you know the transformation is real. For a league that's becoming more physical by the year and a 3-on-3 environment like Unrivaled that forces you to bang every possession, Paige's decision to add muscle might be one of the smartest offseason moves we've seen from a young guard in a minute. Let's go through what she's actually doing, how it's showing up on the floor, and why Azzi's reaction says a lot more than just, "Hey, nice biceps." First, Unrivaled. Instead of shutting it down after her first year with the Dallas Wings, Bueckers chose to jump straight back into competitive run in Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart's 3-on-3 league. No long layoff, no see you in training camp. The regular W season ends, she heads into the lab for a bit, and then she's right back on the court with Breeze BC. And it's working. Breeze BC started the Unrivaled season 2-0. They knocked off Phantom 69-62, then followed it up with a 73-62 win over Hive. In a short format league where wins are fast and margins matter, starting undefeated is exactly what you want. Paige is setting the tone early, just like she did in Dallas. Remember, this is all coming off a huge WNBA rookie campaign. With the Wings, she didn't just ease into the league, she ran it. Her numbers and her impact earned her Kia Rookie of the Year honors in 2025. A lot of college stars come in with hype and need time to adjust to the physicality, the pace, the grind. Paige showed right away her game translates, but she also saw firsthand how much more physical things are at this level. Guards don't just get to float around the perimeter, especially not when scouting reports have a giant red circle around your name. You get bumped on every cut, challenged on every drive, switched onto bigger bodies, and chased through screens. In 3-on-3, that contact multiplies. There's nowhere to hide. You're switching, fighting for rebounds, absorbing hits constantly. So instead of just trusting talent to carry her again, Paige decided to change her body. She told ESPN's women's basketball vertical that a major emphasis this offseason was getting into the weight room and, crucially, having a healthy offseason to really grind. That's a line that jumps out if you know anything about her last few years. She's had stretches in college where injuries limited her. For once, she had a summer where she could work, not just rehab. She said that becoming stronger in the weight room has made a noticeable difference in Unrivaled because of how physical that league is. You can see it when she plays. She's finishing through contact better, holding her ground on defense, and not getting bumped off her spots as easily. The handle looks the same, the jumper looks the same, but the way she's riding hits and controlling space feels upgraded. Fans didn't need a quote to see the difference. Side-by-side photos from last season and this offseason tell the story. Her arms are clearly more defined, her upper body has filled out in a way that makes her look less like a wiry college guard and more like a full-grown pro who can handle the grind. Azzi definitely noticed. After UConn's big 88-43 win over St. John's on January 7th, Azzi met with media and got a question that had nothing to do with Huskies' box scores. A reporter from Husky Bites asked her if she'd noticed Paige's time in the weight room based on the way her arms look now. "She's jacked" was basically the setup. Azzi laughed and confirmed what everyone's been seeing. She said Paige has definitely been in the weight room. She talked about how great it's been to see her take that part of her development seriously. Not that she never did before, but now there's an obvious difference you can physically see. And then she added the part that matters most. You can see that difference show up in how she plays. Coming from a random teammate, those comments would be cool. Coming from Azzi, they carry another layer. This is someone who's both played with Paige and against the best guards in the country. She's seen what Bueckers looked like at UConn before the injuries, what she looked like fighting her way back, and now what she looks like as a pro trying to add that next layer. On top of that, she spent enough time with her off the court that she literally has Paige Bueckers' girlfriend on her phone case. That's not a casual level of observation. It's also exactly what you want to hear if you're a Dallas fan. Dallas has a ton of talent, but they need their primary playmaker to both stay on the floor and hold up physically over a full WNBA season in any off-season league she chooses to play in. Adding muscle is one of the few variables players can really control. You can't control someone diving into your knee. You can't control landing on someone's foot, but you can control how much force your body can absorb and generate. Players like Sabrina Ionescu and Ryan Harwood have talked about the same thing, strength gains changing their games on both ends. Paige is now in that group, a guard who already had elite skill, now backing it up with a better base. Her choice to play Unrivaled instead of resting after her rookie year surprised some people at first. The league is intense, there's always a risk of wear and tear. But for someone who already lost time to injury in college and knows what it takes to come back, it looks like this was a calculated decision. Get real game reps in a slightly different context, test the stronger frame, sharpen reads, and go back to the W even more prepared. The 2-0 start for Breeze BC backs that up. Paige isn't out there looking rusty or running away from contact. She's dictating, just like she did in Dallas. There's also something to be said about how Unrivaled itself is built and why a stronger Paige fits that league so well. It's small-sided ball, 3-on-3, open floor, quick possessions. The pace is high and the space is tight at the same time. You need players who can initiate, shoot, switch, and rebound without getting bullied. At 24, on a team with other pros used to WNBA and international physicality, adding strength is the difference between being a shooter out there and being a true two-way star in that format. And that's what we're starting to see. A Paige who can still hit you with the craft, still break you down off the bounce, but also bump you off your line and finish at the rim even when somebody is draped all over her. For Azzi, watching that probably hits on several levels at once. As a fellow elite shooter and guard, she knows how important it is to not get pushed around in pro ball. As someone who's also had to manage her own body carefully, she understands the value of a healthy offseason. As someone close to Paige, there's pride in seeing her commit and evolve. From a big picture perspective, this kind of transformation is exactly what you want to see from the faces of the next generation of the W. We're in an era where highlight culture makes it easy for people to think it's all about flashy handles and deep range. But the deeper you go into playoff series, international competitions, and high-level side leagues like Unrivaled, the more obvious it becomes. Strength is skill. Durability is skill. Being available is skill. Paige came into the W with people questioning whether her body would hold up after UConn. She answered a lot of that in year one. Now she's answering the next set of questions by taking the weight room as seriously as she takes her jumper.
All of this also puts added pressure on other young guards entering or already in the league. If Bueckers sets the example that it's not enough to be just skilled, that you have to be physically prepared to take on wings, big guards, and constant bumps, others will have to follow. The timing is important too. With the WNBA in the middle of tense CBA discussions, rival leagues offering big money, and stars weighing how much year-round ball their bodies can realistically handle, someone like Paige leaning into strength and visible physical improvement sends a clear message. She's planning on being around and effective for a long time. She's not using Unrivaled as a light exhibition run. She's using it as part of her development arc. That's a key distinction. And for fans, especially those who have followed her from her high school days through UConn and into the wings and Unrivaled, there's something satisfying about seeing that evolution play out in real time and having Azzi there, half teasing, half admiring as a witness. When Husky fans hear Azzi laugh and say, yes, she's been in the weight room and you can see it affecting the way she plays, it's not gossip, it's confirmation. The Paige they fell in love with at UConn is still there. The feel, the creativity, the confidence, but she's adding layers that will keep her at the top of the women's game as competition ramps up. So while some people might look at the Pilates clips, the gym photos, and the quotes and see just another off-season flex, anyone really paying attention sees something else, a young star doubling down. She's not satisfied with Rookie of the Year. She's not satisfied with being technically gifted or fun to watch. She wants to be unguardable and unbreakable, whether that's in Dallas, in a 3-on-3 league in the offseason, or someday on a global stage with Team USA. And as long as Azzi Fudd is standing on the sidelines smiling and confirming what we're all seeing, you know it's real. Let me know in the comments where you think this new, stronger version of Paige Bueckers ranks among WNBA guards heading into 2026. Do you see this paying off more in Unrivaled, in the wing system, or both? And what other young players do you think need to follow her lead and live in the weight room this offseason?